Viewers of Entrepreneurship Couch, welcome to today's show. What are we going to talk about today? Please make sure that you have watched this show right up to the end, because we always want to make sure that you benefit from this very show. As always, we talk about entrepreneurship. But today, being the time that the whole world is faced with the COVID-19 pandemic, we have thought we would rather help our entrepreneurs, our viewers, and investors across the globe to look at what are some of the critical investment opportunities going forward. So we've decided to pick on the technology sector. We strongly believe, and we've got no doubt, that if you are to get into a sector that pays you well, there's got to be the technology or ICT sector. As what people normally say these days, information is the new gold. If you look around what has been happening in the world, a lot of ICT counters, a lot of ICT investments have been gaining a lot of value, have been gaining a lot of ground. So let's briefly look at why should entrepreneurs focus on the ICT or technology counters as well as investments. I've deliberately decided we need to look at 3 prominent entrepreneurs that were and are still involved in the ICT or technology sectors. Who are these 3? Steve Jobs is known to have caused a revolution in the technology sector. Bill Gates with Microsoft has also massively contributed towards the growth of the technology or ICT sector with Microsoft. Mark Zuckerberg of Facebook is the 3rd character. But why have I decided to pick on the technology or ICT sector? COVID-19 pandemic, which has caused the havoc all over the world, has taught us that whilst people have spent their times staying at home, investments need to continue. People need to continue looking at lucrative counters, looking at lucrative business opportunities. But what is the other positive thing that has come out of the COVID-19 pandemic in terms of investments? COVID-19 pandemic has clearly made people realize and understand that faced with the pandemic, the next thing that comes into mind is convenience. So the ICT and the technology sector has actually provided the much needed convenience, where a lot of people have been able to transact, have been able to continue going about, talking to their business partners, talking to their relatives through the use of ICT or technology. So let's briefly look at Bill Gates. What has been his strength? If you look at Bill Gates, he focuses on unhappy customers. People has been one of his focus. Innovation. He has always been thinking ahead. His leadership style is known to be authoritarian leadership style. You cannot talk about Bill Gates without mentioning persistence and perseverance. Let's look at Steve Jobs. Innovation, imagination. Again, he has been known to be a great salesman. We've talked about Bill Gates, his innovations being anchored on people. Now, Steve Jobs was also a great salesperson, riding on innovation and imagination. If you look at Steve Jobs, if you look at Bill Gates, they've always been able to connect with people's feelings. Imagination and creativity has been at the center of their innovations. But both of them have indicated and shown that they were prepared to take risks. Who is the third person that we are going to focus on? Mark Zuckerberg. Mark Zuckerberg's greatest strengths have been people, purpose, partnerships. Yes, you heard right, partnerships. So going forward, if any entrepreneur is going to seriously think about investment opportunities and investment areas, there is no any other better investment opportunity or investment areas other than ICT counters, other than technology investments. So we urge most of the entrepreneurs who are watching this show at the moment that going forward, technology is the new God. ICT is the sector to get into. Our viewers, we will continue to make sure that you benefit from this platform. We just wanted to make sure that we buttress the reason of getting into ICT and technology sectors as entrepreneurs after we have looked at the three greatest technology sector entrepreneurs. And these were Steve Jobs, Bill Gates, and Mark Zuckerberg. If you want to make sure that you continue to get the best out of your investment going forward, make sure that you have an investment in the ICT or technology sector. Our viewers, we continue to provide you with the best entrepreneurship information. The world is up for the taking. We have got more than 7.5 billion people who can be your clients. And the best way to reach out to them is through technology and ICT. Our viewers across the globe, we want to make sure that you continue benefiting from this platform. Please continue to watch our shows, to subscribe, to make comments, and look out for always. We will make sure that we provide you with the best shows.